Hey everybody, Dave Brown here from Soft Steel USA. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting set up for that next rockfish trip. The Rockfish Opener happens here March 1st in Southern California, and they've just expanded it all the way down to 600 feet deep. Crazy deep. Let's make sure you got the right setup and we'll get you going on the water. Now, the Rockfish Opener is a magical time here in Southern California. It kind of marks the kickoff of the entire fishing season. You got the Rockfish Opener, then you start getting the first look at some yellowtail and white sea bass. Then you got tuna season in early June if that bluefin moves back up. Then you got some of your warm water pelagics as well. Great time, but it all kicks off with the Rockfish Opener on March 1st. And as I mentioned earlier, they've expanded it all the way down to 600 feet deep. The real key to that rock fishing is you want to be able to feel those bites, especially at those great depths. Long gone are the days of fishing that big 6-aught and those 9-aught reels spooled full of either Dacron or monofilament. You know, those days of fishing that full monofilament, you can't feel those bites when you're down that deep. You want to be able to feel those bites, especially when you're having to reel in from 600 feet deep. Nobody likes to do that. It's not a ton of fun, but just cranking and then coming back up and having no bait, not what you want. You want to be able to feel those bites. You want to be able to set the hook, get those fish up from all the way at the great depths. Those rockfish taste incredible. You might have a shot at some lingcod, of course, too, which tastes great. But here's the basic setup for your deep fishing rockfish. As I mentioned, you don't need the big reel. You don't need that giant capacity anymore. This happens to be the Okuma Kavala 5. You're going to get about 400 yards of 50-pound braid on here. I have this spooled up with Soft Steel Eminent 50-pound braid. Very thin, very strong line, 400 yards, and then I've got a top shot of 40-pound Ultra Premium Monofilament line. I've got about almost a full rod length here, so about 6 to 7 feet, and I've got it tied up with a double dropper loop setup. 2 dropper loops, each one of those have a 1-aught hook on it, and of course it's going to depend on your bait. A lot of times when you're doing those rockfish trips, you're fishing a strip of squid, you might be fishing an anchovy or a sardine, so you might need to size up or size down your hook depending on what your bait situation is going to be like. And then down at the bottom, I've got a nice large torpedo weight. This happens to be a 12-ounce torpedo weight, but you might be fishing 8-ounce, 12-ounce, 16, maybe even 2 pounds or 3 pounds of lead. Just depends on your conditions. If you got a ripping current, you're going to need that heavier lead, and if it's less and you're fishing a little bit shallower, you're not going to need quite as much. But that's going to be your basic rockfish setup for the opener here in Southern California, or any of the time of the year that you're fishing rockfish. A nice braided line. Like I said, you don't need that gigantic capacity anymore. Something nice and compact. This happens to be a lever drag reel. I like to be able to just lock that down and grind those fish in. And if I need to, I can drop it down into low gear and really just work those fish down, especially when you get some of the big ones, or maybe you get a multiple hookup as well. Nice little setup. 50-pound braid. I've got 40-pound Ultra Premium Monofilament on the top with a double dropper loop rig. I appreciate y'all checking in, and thank you for watching Soft Steel, and thank you for supporting us. For more information on Soft Steel products, visit softsteelusa.com.